Hello and welcome back to another in-depth weather video. Today we are going to be talking about the April 29th Central U.S. Severe Threat. So we're going to start off today with the Storm Prediction Center page where we have enhanced, slight, and marginal risks. Starting off with the enhanced risk where we have 36,000 square miles and a population of 2.4 million people under an enhanced risk, including Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Topeka, Kansas, Edmonds, Oklahoma, and Salina, Kansas. We have slight risk across 112,000 square miles and a population of 7 million people, including Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Kansas City, Missouri, Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Overland Park, Kansas. And we have a marginal risk across 98,000 square miles and a population of 6 million people, including Fort Worth, Texas, Des Moines, Iowa, Springfield, Missouri, Denton, Texas, and Louisville, Texas. So our tornado threat roughly correlates with the enhanced risk being that 10% chance of tornadoes with a significant severe threat, which is a greater probability of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes. With a slight risk, you have a 5% chance of tornadoes, and with a marginal risk, you have a 2% chance of tornadoes. So for the winds, slight and enhanced risks have a 15% chance of strong winds, which is above 58 miles an hour. And the marginal risks have a 5% chance of strong winds. And hail roughly correlates to the categorical as well. So a marginal risk is 5% chance, a slight risk is 15% chance, and a enhanced risk is 30% chance with a significant severe threat, which is a 10% or greater probability of 2-inch diameter hail across 103,000 square miles and a population of 5.4 million people, including Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Wichita, Kansas, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Topeka, Kansas. So here's our simulated radar. Let's go through the timing of this storm. So starting off here, we get a little bit of thunderstorm activity starting to develop in parts of Kansas around 3 a.m. Central Time Friday morning. Now this is kind of the preliminary thunderstorms out in front of the main event, which starts up right around here, which we're going to call, let's call that 3 p.m. Eastern Time, not Eastern Time, Central Time Friday. So as this low pressure system moves through, we start to see some heavier rain and potential thunderstorms on the back end where that cold air is reaching and interacting with that warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico. And we can start to see here a miniature line of thunderstorms, potential plume of just thunderstorms right along this line. Form here, this is around 7 p.m. Central Time, and that continues to move eastward into parts of eastern Nebraska and Iowa throughout the day. But at the same time here, now this is at 11 p.m. Central Time on Friday, we have a line of thunderstorms forming in Kansas, and as that happens, we can see here that that line intensifies. Now we are at midnight Central Time, where we could see that line of thunderstorms starting to move into the Oklahoma City and Kansas City metros, but the main population centers don't see anything until 1 a.m. Saturday morning. And then eventually these storms start to die off and continue to move east, with minimal impacts being felt in parts of Iowa and Missouri. Now that doesn't mean that there's no chance of tornadoes in these areas, but just not as high as other areas. Here's our mixed layer CAPE, which is the amount of energy that thunderstorms have to use in certain areas. And usually our indicator for strong supercell thunderstorms is these dark oranges and reds, which start to form in parts of Kansas and Nebraska here around that 3 p.m. Eastern Central Time. I'm getting them confused. Central Time mark, and that continues with that strong amount of energy continuing to flow through the central U.S. until, let's call that 10 p.m. Central Time in parts of Kansas. Finally, this is our supercell composite index, our last just general thunderstorm index, which is just the amount of supercells that could form in an area. And you can see here that as we go through the day, we could have extremely high amounts. 39 I just saw, and this is out of 50 on this bar here at the bottom. And we could even go above that. It seems like the worst area for this severe threat, just taking into account potential for cold air behind, warm air out in front, shear, just all the ingredients for thunderstorms and tornadoes to develop is right in here. And you can see here, we have high numbers here on the Supercell Composite Index. 68 there I see is the highest, and that continues through the Kansas City and Omaha-Lincoln metropolitan areas. And then we move into our significant tornado parameter, which is basically a 1 to 10 chance of tornadoes. And we even see areas just fire up here with the potential for results greater than 10 right in here. That is a 11.1 out of 10. So extremely high numbers here, so high chances and high probabilities for tornadoes to form in these areas, which is just west of Omaha-Lincoln and just west of Kansas City, right around where Tulsa is. Or not Tulsa, Topeka, that's it. And eventually things do start to die off later in the evening, but still, moving into the Kansas City area, you could see a 2 out of 10 risk, which is still significant when it comes to tornadoes. Oklahoma City, on the other hand, very minimal. It seems like 0 to 1 overall in much of Oklahoma, but there is a chance out in front there that you could see up to maybe a 3 out of 10. Which is significant enough to cause significant impacts in the region. But in terms of this severe threat, kind of our typical May severe threat at this point. So, starting to get into the mix of things with central U.S. severe threats. As we get later into the tornado season, things start to shift from the deep south to the central U.S., which is the more prone to tornado area in the U.S. Even though things have been shifting, most of the most violent tornadoes do occur still in this part of the country. So, Tornado Alley getting it started. But that is all the information that I have for today. If you found this video useful and informative, consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss any more weather updates from me. But that is all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.